I meant the RLA part. You're gonna have to deal with a lot of like essays that has to do about social issues, politics, anything that relate to America. They like to argue over, and very long and very boring. So if you can distill, practically if you can distill information quickly, you can write it up the way they want, you'll pass it. I already told you that. All right, let's read. Okay, this is from Obama. So higher education, earning a post-secondary degree or credential is no longer just a pathway to opportunity for talented few. Rather, it is a prerequisite for the growing jobs of the new economy. Over this decade, employment in jobs requiring education beyond a high school diploma will grow more rapidly than employment in jobs that do not. Of the 30 fastest growing occupations, more than half required post-secondary education, with the average earnings of a college graduate at the level that is twice as high as that of the worker with only high school diploma. Higher education is now the clearest pathway into the middle class. In higher education, the U.S. has been outpaced internationally. In 1990, the U.S. ranked first in the world in four-year degree attainment among 25 to 34 years old. Today, the U.S. ranked the 12th. We also suffer from a college attainment gap, as high school graduates from the wealthiest family in our nations are almost certain to continue on to higher education, while just over half of our high school graduates in the poorest quarter of the families attend college, and while more than half of the college student graduate within 6 years, the completion rates for low-income students is around 25%. Acknowledging these factors early in his administration, President Obama challenged every American to commit to at least 1 year of higher education or post-secondary training. The president has also set a new goal for the country, that by 2020, America would once again have the highest proportion of the college graduate in the world. To achieve this bold goal of college completion, ensure that America's students and workers receive the education and training needed for the job of today and tomorrow, and provide greater security for the middle class, President Obama and his administration are working to make college more accessible, affordable, and attainable for all American families. Helping middle-class families afford college. America is home to the best college and university in the world, and increased college attainment has never been more important to our economic competitiveness. Yet tuition and fees skyrocketed over the past decade, making it more difficult for American families to invest in a higher education in their future. Today, college students borrow and racked up more debts than ever. Acknowledging this factor early in his administration, President Obama challenged every American to commit at least 1 year of higher education or post-secondary training. The president also set a new goal for the country, that by 2020, America would once again have the highest proportion of college graduates in the world. To achieve this bold goal for college completion, ensure the American students and workers receive the education and training needed for the jobs of today and tomorrow, and provide greater security for the middle class, President Obama and his administration are working to make college more accessible, affordable, and attainable for all American families. Helping middle class families afford college. America is home to the best colleges and universities in the world, and increasing college attainment has never been more important to our economic competitiveness. Yes, tuition and fees have skyrocketed over the past decade, making it more difficult for American families to invest in a higher education for their future. Today's college students borrow and racked up more debts than ever before. In 2010, graduates who took out loans left college owning an average of more than $26,000. Today, loan debts has now surpassed credit card debts for the first time ever. Our nation's commitment to outpace a good education within reach of all who are willing to work for it helped a strong American middle class over the past several generations. In keeping with this promise alive, President Obama has expanded federal support to help more students afford college, and while calling for a shared responsibility in tackling rising college costs, President Obama's efforts of reform in higher education funding have produced the largest investment in student aid since the GI Bill, while resulting in a more efficient, reliable, effective system for students to help them afford college and manage debts. Keeping the cost down, the president is calling for Congress to advance new reform to give more hardworking students a fair shot at pursuing higher education, because education is not a luxury, it is an economic imperative. that every hard-working, responsible student should be able to afford. President Obama has emphasized that the federal government, states, college, university all a role to play in making higher education more affordable by reining in college costs, providing value of American families, and preparing students with a solid education to succeed in their careers. In his State of the Union address, President Obama emphasized the shared responsibility of state and higher education institutions, working with federal government to promote access, affordability, and attainment in higher education by reining in college costs, providing value to American families, preparing students with high quality education to succeed in their career. It is not enough to increase federal student aid alone. State policymakers and individual colleges and universities bear a shared responsibility to take action against rising college tuition and costs. Providing greater pathway for students to enter into the success in higher education is interest of all Americans and is critical to developing a highly educated, highly skilled economy and workforce that will attract business and lead to lower unemployment. The administration has taken several steps and advanced several proposals to put higher education greater within reach for more Americans. Strengthening community college. The president has placed a strong emphasis on making America's community colleges stronger, ensuring that they are gateways to economic prosperity and educational opportunity for millions of Americans each year. Each year, over 1,100 community colleges provide students and workers with critical skills to succeed in 21st century economy. To help reach the President College Attainment Goal, the Obama administration has called for additional 5 million graduates for community colleges by 2020. Working in partnership with states and community colleges are well suited to promote the dual goal of academic and on-the-job preparedness for the next generation of American workers. Many community colleges are already working with businesses to develop programs and classes ranging from degree granting curricular to certified courses for retraining, and that will enhance skillful workers. Improving transparency and accountability. President Obama has consistently strived to lead the most open, efficient, and accountable government in history. Over the last 2 years, new initiatives have increased public participation in government, opened up new information to Americans on a variety of topics, and improved citizens' everyday lives, students and family new tools and relevant information that will help make sound financial decisions in pursuing their higher education goals. ปีนี้นะครับในหัวโยชิเราต้องอ่านเนาะแล้วเราจะโอเคนะครับตามที่พี่พูดนะเราอ่านนั้นคราวนี้เราก็ต้องมาดู opposite view แล้วว่าเขามองแตกต่างกันยังไงแต่หลักๆเลยเห็นไหมครับเราจะได้ยินธีมเลยว่าแบบ education important make it affordable so everyone can get higher education, lower unemployment, and then everyone have access to quality education through the means of community colleges. Sounds like พรรคประชาธิปัตย์เป๊ะ okay? But like I said, you need to be able to get their selling point, the gets, you know what I mean? Selling point gets, that's where you're going to use it on your writing, which I already mentioned it to you. You got it? Because if you read it, you can get those points. You can start writing. Oh, okay, that's a selling point, and I know how to support it, or I know how to refute it. Refute, that means you're gonna oppose the idea. Okay. All right. So now let's look at the opposite view right here. So, higher education not for everyone. Okay. Of course, this is by Moray and Kim. Not everyone needs a post-secondary education. Numerous pathways to successful employment, work well, do not require years of college and university education. Whether it is apprenticeships in trades, training through the military, or entrepreneurial initiative, these approaches work. Moreover, people acquire a position without the huge debts incurred in formal post-secondary education. It is true that unemployment rates decrease with educational attainment. The rates of people with only a high school diploma is about 25% higher than those of people with a completed university degree. After they start working, that scenario changes. The high school graduate has been working for at least 4 years before the college graduate can start looking for work. The median income for high school graduate is about $35,000, while the university graduate is $54,000. And a median income difference of about $20,000 a year will take the college graduate's total earnings at least 7 years to catch up to. The high school graduate is based on lost income alone, but then you need to consider the cost of going to college in 2010 and 2011. Private colleges and universities in the United States cost, including resident fees, an average of $36,000 annually, while the public institution costs about $13,000. In the meantime, fees have continued to increase. When you include the cost of education for those 4 years, it would take college graduates from public institution another 2 years of employment to catch up to the high school graduates. If the student went to a private college, it would take an additional 7 years. In effect, just based on median incomes and tuition fees, the college graduate will take between 10 and 15 years to catch up in total earnings. And we have not considered the cost of books, incidentals, which the Department of Education suggests that will add approximately another $5,000 annually. This adds at least another year to the time it takes to catch up. Forbes magazine, which writes mainly for an audience of wealthy business people, argue in a 2013 article that few jobs required a university education. The article takes position that most of what you learn at college or university have little relevance to what you end up doing on the job. The main benefits of degree is that it shows prospective customers that you are smart. And then there are the people who made it without even finishing high school. This list includes Dave Thomas, founder of Wendy's, John D. Rockefeller, and many others. A whole collection of wealthy entrepreneurs start with just a high school diploma, like Richard Branson of Virgin Records, Virgin Galactic Airlines, and now Virgin Galactic, a private space travel venture. We also know of many successful entrepreneurs who dropped out of university to start businesses, from Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, and Mark Zuckerberg. That does not mean degrees are useless. It does tell us that drive and ideas are more important than formal education. เห็นไหมครับ There's no right or wrong, but obviously statistics, there are more on Obama's side, okay? But on this side, they argue that, yeah, formal education costs an arm or a leg, you know, you're going to end up having to sell your kidney or your liver or something, you know, to graduate, get a job, and then pay off your student debts. And they go into the facts about the successful few, not everyone who become very successful and wealthy. Okay, so what's going to happen now is we already got, okay, each of the selling point. So our job definitely is we need to be able to draft the 5 structure paragraph. Okay, okay, cool. So what you're going to do now is I'm going to send you a pad today. You know, today or maybe the next class, I'm not going to hurry you, but we're going to stick with the structure. Okay, in this chat box right here, this is the notepad what we're going to work with, okay? What we're going to do today is we're going to, you know, review ourselves as usual. Here from last class, I already taught you how to do the 5 paragraph structure, remember? You remember?
Yes.
Okay. Don't worry. I'll paste the 5 paragraph structure picture into the pad, so you'll get reminded of how you can do it. Give me a second here. Okay, so it's paid line. I'm not going to paste the text because you already got the PDF, okay? So the reading, it would be kind of messy. All right. Do you see the way that you want to write it? Okay. Introductory, summarize first passage, summarize second, main support, conclusion paragraph. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what we're going to do today is we're going to start working on the first paragraph first, definitely. How would you want to approach your first paragraph as far as, you know, summarizing the information? Can you write it out like a 3 sentences for me, and then I'll kind of, you know, revise and help you through it, okay?
Okay.
Just first part is all about getting, you know, summarizing, you know, the information. See, first sentence summarize issue of both passages.